Hi, I'm Kevin Hobbs. This is my son Kyle. We're here in Bridgewater, Connecticut, where we're getting ready to build the backyard ice rink. This video describes how we build our rink. Other people use different designs, and there are companies that sell ice rink kits. Okay, Kai, let's get started. The first step is to find a good location. And for an ice rink, good location means level ground. A level rink needs less water to fill, there's less pressure on the sides, and it freezes faster. Here in Connecticut, the sun can really do a number on the ice, even when the temperatures are below freezing. So ideally, the rink would be located so that it's in the shade all day. So the next step is to lay out where the boards go on the rink. When we're finished, we'll have an outline of the rink painted on the grass. So we want to do this layout anywhere from a couple of days to a week before we actually set up the rink. Put in a spike to locate the first corner, and taking into consideration the width of the braces, just put that spike right there, and I like to leave about 10 inches too so that we can walk around the rink when it's finished. Then starting in that corner, we run a string to establish the reference line. We wrap the string around the next corner and make the next line square with the reference line. Now we keep working the string around the rink, making sure that each corner is square. Until we get back to the starting point. So now we have the largest rectangle possible within the rink area. And I use a 100-foot tape measure to get the exact size. Then we calculate the largest rink that can be made using the boards we have. And then we adjust the strings to the actual size, being careful to keep everything square. When everything looks good, we push the string down onto the grass and spray paint the lines. Then we remove the strings and spikes, and now we're ready to set up the boards. We store the boards in a rack during the summer so they don't rot. All of the boards are made from 5/8 inch exterior grade plywood and painted with a high quality exterior white gloss paint. We use two basic board shapes. The sides are 16 inches high, and you can get 3 of these from one sheet of plywood. And the end boards are 4 feet high. These shapes are pretty easy to make, and they let us expand the rink and also replace boards as they eventually rot. At each of the rink corners, we use these adapter boards that transition from the 4 foot down to the 16-inch height. We use 2 types of bracing. One is for the end boards, these larger braces, and the other are the side bracing. These are just cut from 2x12. We can make a lot of braces quickly by laying them out on a length of 2x12 and cutting them out with a circular saw. We drill a 9/16 hole 3 inches from the end of each brace for spiking to the ground. We make sure to drill the hole at right angles to the wood grain so that the brace won't split when we pound in the stake. We attach the braces to the boards working inside on a level surface using 1 5/8" decking or construction screws screwed in from the plywood side. We attach 3 2x12 braces to each of the side boards, 2 screws per brace. And finally the end boards. We attach 2 2x4 trusses to each of the end boards using about 5 screws per brace. The assembled boards are moved out as we need more room in the shop. Now, starting in one corner, we check each board for plumb. Braces can be adjusted by using shims or removing a little dirt to lean the boards in or out until they're plumb. Then we butt the next board up tight against it and plumb it. We try to keep the gaps as small as possible, otherwise the liner can bulge into the gaps and burst. As each board is plumbed, we spike it to the ground with one spike partway in. The corners get a little extra support. We use a 4x4 post cut with a 45-degree angle. Same as on the sides, we need the end boards to be plumb. So we make adjustments as needed. When all the boards are tight together, we attach the joining braces on the end boards. These braces have an additional 8-foot 2x4 section that rises 4 feet above the sides. This will be used to attach the netting. I'm careful not to drop any screws that might poke holes in the plastic liner. The side boards are attached together by screwing together the braces using 2.5-inch screws. When the frame's all assembled and looking good, it's time to set up the lights. Just about all the skating we do is at night, so we need lots of light. We put 2 floodlights at each corner. They're mounted on 10-foot 2x4 poles. We used to screw the light posts directly to the frame, but vibrations from the skaters hitting the boards or even a hard shot at the boards was shaking the lights and causing them to blow out. Even when we tried to be careful, we were losing a bulb or 2 a night. The fix was to decouple the light poles from the frame. Now we go an entire season without losing a bulb, and we don't have to be careful. The light posts are set back a few inches from the boards. The braces are screwed down to the adjacent braces, which don't move once the ground is frozen. Any vibration at the boards doesn't affect the lights at all. Once the lights are set, we spike all the braces to the ground. Then we put a rock on each of the end braces to keep them from blowing into the rink. Now we wait. When conditions are right, we put in the liner. This year we're using a 40 by 100 foot liner. We saved the liner from the previous year and use it for a little extra protection under the new liner. This year we're trying something new. a red center line made from LED rope lighting. The lights will be sandwiched between the two liners. We carefully spread out the plastic liner. It helps to have many hands. We don't want to tear the new liner, so no shoes are allowed on the inside. We use plastic water jugs to hold the liner down until we can get some water onto it. We try to get all the wrinkles out and get the liner tight and square with the boards. When everything looks good, we turn on the water. The rink takes about 11,000 gallons to fill. That's a lot of water. Luckily, we have a spring we can pump from. Even so, it takes a few days. When we can get onto the ice, it's time to put up the netting. The ice has to be between 2 and 2.5 inches thick before we can walk on it. The netting keeps the pucks in the rink most of the time. Before we had netting, we lost a lot of pucks in the snow and the dog would find and chew them. The net attaches to the tops of the end posts with zip ties and to the boards with electrical clamps. We make the net tight so the pucks bounce back. At this time we also install the goal hangers and some Christmas lights. Then we wait. The ice has to be about 3 inches thick for skating. It took a little while, but it's been cold and now we have ice. Let's play some hockey.